Batman a bad man, rude boy a madman, soft boy a sad man, facelift for waste man. Relax, me no one after box your face. Light up the team, give me after put you in your place. Enemy, see the enemy a come. Bust it up, watch the enemy a run.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is our reaction to Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. Now, of course, we know that this took place some days ago, but as you know, we do this on Sunday, so this is our time to address it. I'm going to turn it over to Conspiracy G. What was your reaction to the fight? And do you think the right person won?
I do believe the right person won. It was okay. You know what I'm saying? For what it was, for Jake Paul, who's essentially a prospect, right, taking on a UFC veteran, I thought he did good. You know, my score was 77-75. I did consider the fourth round as a knockdown, you know, even though the referee did not. You know, clearly the ropes kept up Jake Paul, so I did score that at 8-10 round for Woodley. You know what I mean? And then the sixth round, honestly, was like really tough for me to score, so I just gave them both 10-10. Now, I know a lot of people hate stuff like that. So, if anything, then my score would be 76-75, but it would still be in favor of Jake Paul. But I got a 77-75. I didn't feel like Woodley did enough. He did good, right? But how I look at things is, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't think like this, right? But I go, if you're the A side, man, you got to take it from the A side, right? Same thing. If you're the champion, you got to take it from the champion. Woodley, it seemed like Woodley could go for the kill or at least go for attack mode, but he'll hesitate and he'll just be like waiting around. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, stay active, you know, like go after Jake Paul, like, you know, but I don't know. He was more reserved, you know, and I felt like he cost himself the victory. It wasn't like Jake Paul was doing anything spectacular. It's just Woodley wasn't doing enough to take the victory. So I definitely want to see a rematch. You know, I don't know about this whole, you know, tattoo that you love me type stuff on my body. That's odd. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, you know, I think they should run it back, man. And I like the undercards. You know what I mean? Like, it was really entertaining. You know, Love, I thought he had the best fight of the night. You know, so. Yeah, man, do this again, man. Yo, Jake Paul, and congratulations to Jake Paul, like giving, like, you know, he took a pay cut to increase everyone else's purses. I thought that was a beautiful thing, man. So as much as we want to hate on this Disney star, you got to give him respect, man, because what he did in that ring is hard, you know. And so everybody, man, should at least congratulate Jake Paul for his efforts against Tyron Woodley.
Trill dollar bill.
Yeah, the right person, the right person. Yo, son.
Oh,
y'all know what I meant. The right person won. You know what I'm saying? 5-3. You know, the close rounds. I like G said. I gave it to the A side when it was the close rounds, and I gave it to Paul, Jake Paul. Yeah, 5-3. That's how I had it. And the same thing with G said. I thought that Willie could have had pressed the attack and try to go at him. He had him hurt a couple times, had him a little scared too. But I was thinking in my head, like, he was so focused on him running out of energy, him getting tired in there. That's what it seemed like his focus was, like him trying to conserve energy. Like, oh, you gotta let it, especially in the last round, you're supposed to let it fly. Especially when you had him hurt, that next round should have came out going at it. You know what I'm saying? That was, but you know, it seemed like he was really concerned with, you know, getting tired in there. That's basically what it seemed like his focus was. More of hurting Jake Paul was more of him trying to not, you know, get tired. Basically, I keep saying the same thing, but it was a good fight. I mean, listen, if they want to do it again, fine. I don't care. I didn't care for this one. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, if they have it again, why not? I don't see why not. But Willie, make a go for it. Go for it, Tyron.
TBE.
Man, the fix was in from the jump, man. Like literally, as soon as he knocked him down, yo, the Willie had to Willie could have took him out any round after that, man, but he didn't. And you just saw like he was just like so. I'm not here to win. He had like that. That's what I felt. That's the vibe I got from Willie's performance. I was not here to win, and he came to beat on Jake Paul, but he didn't come to win. He didn't come to win, and that's what I like. Like that's what we all witnessed. It's like you knocked the boy. The dude was tired. At any say you could have blew on him, and he would have fell to the ground. That's how bad it was. And I was like, I was bootlegging the fight. I'm mad. I bootlegged the fight.
No, wait. He said you could have blew on him and he would have fell to the floor.
Hey man,
Pause yourself.
Pause. I'm mad, yo. I was bootlegging the fight, and I was like, man, let me pay so I can get better quality. And this is what I spend my money on. Terrible, yo. I'm upset. I did not like it. If there's a part 2, I'll get the highlights because I'm not paying again for Jake Paul. And you can't play boxing. And Jake Paul, we realize you're not a boxer. You are not a boxer. Thank you.
Okay.
You do know it's a fourth fight, just saying. Or third fight or something.
It don't matter. He's not a boxer. He can't go 12 rounds. He couldn't go 8.
It's 4 fights.
It just started.
Most people only go 4 rounds in their 4th fight.
People still go 4
He's
rounds.
not a boxer. Jake Paul. So y'all telling me Jake Paul's a boxer?
Yes.
What I'm saying is, bro,
why not?
Prospect, bro. Like,
Yeah, he's still a prospect. He's just getting the fame.
He's not a prospect.
Well, in fact, if you're going off of what he did, he's actually advanced and ahead of the curve because in his 4th fight, he fought an 8-round fight.
He's a bum. That's what he is.
Oh,
I get it. You personally don't like Jake Paul. Fine. Cool.
Jake Paul?
I respect it.
I don't.
I'm not saying that I agree. I'm saying I respect his decision not to.
His opinion not to like Jake Paul.
Not to like Jake Paul.
Yeah.
But
You don't like Jake Paul. You don't have to like Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying?
He's a boxer who hasn't fought a boxer in his 4th
You
fight.
gotta call a spade, though.
Hey,
Yo, what boxers you think? What prospects you think in their 4th fight of fighting actual boxers?
Hey man, if a guy got in the ring, got knocked out 40 times,
A prospect in their 4th fight is
He's a boxer.
typically fighting a dude working triple shifts.
Exactly. They're fighting Uber drivers at that.
That's what I'm telling you. He's actually ahead of the curve. Tyron Woodley's actually a better opponent than the average guy sees in their 4th professional fight.
And he's doing 8 rounds.
Yo, man, you're a wild boy.
I know, but hey, man, but like KD, respect your decision, man. I was just arguing with somebody about what's the best group to come out of our city. You know what I'm saying? I said New Edition. He said New Kids on the Block. So
You know what, though? I'm going to add Good Vibrations to my karaoke list. I just thought about that. All right. But, no, seriously, for me, I had to fight a draw. I thought the fight was a draw, but I agree with everyone's assessment that Woodley could have taken the fight. But you saw some real serious novice boxing on Woodley's part that showed he wasn't a boxer. For example, when he hurt Jake and Jake was dead tied in front of him, he let him rest too long. Yeah. And he didn't press the action. He needed to get inside and just wail on him, and he didn't do that. And a lot of that was due to inexperience. Another thing is he was headhunting too much. The body was there for him. But when you're a beginner in boxing, you ignore the body. I remember, man, I must have been sparring for like 5 weeks before I threw one body shot. And I remember when I threw my first body shot, everyone watching was like, yay! He finally did it out. Like, and you know, that's what it felt like watching that fight. I was saying, like, oh, if he hit the body, I'm going to clap. If he throw a punch to the body, I'm going to clap. Never really attacked the body. And Jake didn't really attack the body, but because he's the taller fighter fighting the shorter guy, I give him a pass on that because you're taking certain risks going to the body when you're the taller fighter against the shorter guy. So I'm like, maybe he doesn't want to take that risk. But Woodley should have been lighting the body up, and he never did that. So I'm just watching it like, okay, there goes a novice mistake. I scored it 76, and that's without counting a knockdown for Woodley. If I did that, then I would have given Woodley the fight.
Oh.
However, I'm not upset with a draw. I just feel like, unfortunately, it was a fight that wasn't really definitive for me. And Jake got the nod, and I'm okay with that because Jake is the A side. And you know what we always say, and you know this: when you're the B side going in, you have to win decisively. And Woodley sat there and he rested a little bit too long. And this is what I don't like. People act like what I'm saying is that I'm okay with it being that way. I never said that I'm okay with it being that way. The actual winner should win. But the way things are the way things are.
Exactly.
Right? So when I get pulled over and I know certain things, I'm not going to act the way I should be able to act. I'm going to act according to the way things are because I want to go home.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So there's those people who do that, you do that. But I know what's up, so I act according. So if I'm entering into a fight with Jake Paul, and I know Jake Paul's the only reason this fight's on pay-per-view. How do I know that? Because if I was fighting someone else, it wouldn't be on pay-per-view. So I know that's the only reason this fight's on pay-per-view. We're in Cleveland. We're in his town. He's the guy. We're in his profession. Well, the sport dubbed his profession. He's the boxer. I'm the MMA guy. I know all these things. I'm not looking for the judges to give me a decision. That's just me. Should the world be that way? No. But if you watch boxing long enough, then you know. You should already know. And you shouldn't be surprised when you hear. In boxing, Mikel Fox, you should not be surprised when you see a bad decision in boxing. Although I'm not saying this was a bad decision, I'm just saying the scorecards were probably a little bit more wide or wider than most people had it, but still. With that being said, you can hate Jake. Jake has brought a certain level of excitement to the sport to where he sold out the arena in his hometown. He had LeBron James saying he wished he was there. That's what LeBron James tweeted. I wish he was there. Yeah. And you got to look at this guy who started on the platform like the one we're using right now, right? He didn't have media behind him. He didn't have these big-time promoters behind him. He's changing the game. And so here's what happens. You can get with it or you can get left, right? But this dude changed the game. So what he showed you is he became a superstar and fighting on pay-per-view in his fourth fight to the point where he has a guy like Daniel Dubois, who many people believe is a prospect to become heavyweight champion, fighting on his undercard.
You got to respect it.
You
got to respect the kid. And his fourth fight. In his fourth fight. He's doing all this. Regardless, like I said before in the episode that we had prior, you have to respect him. He has people that have never, ever watched boxing. Young kids that I'm seeing, friends of my kids, they're talking about boxing. What's the next upcoming fight? This guy, no matter how much you might not like him or you see he's doing something, he's bringing casuals to the sport. These YouTubers, these little kids, women who have never watched boxing before, follow him because of the character or the laughter or whatever, they're getting involved. It's bringing more people to the sport that I love, so I can't get mad at the kid.
And you got to look at it. You got to look at it like the people who bought that card, they saw a Love fight, and Love put on a hell of a performance, and they saw Daniel Dubois, and they saw some good fighters, and they saw Amanda Serrano. Mm-hmm. So they got to see some high quality boxing before Jake went out there, and Jake took a pay cut so that they can, so the other people on that card can make more money. So regardless of what type of feelings you have about Jake, whether or not he's good or bad for the sport, how could you look at the crowd that night? How could you look at what happened that night and say that he was bad for the sport? If anything, he's taken the destiny of the fighter out of the hands of the promoter. So when y'all are talking about your fighters who have a hard time selling out arenas, I would say Jake just promotes himself.
What was you going to say, G? I see you was about to chime in.
Y'all probably going to disagree with me on this, but I was going to say, man, y'all better hope Jake Paul's pay-per-view numbers aren't better than Pacquiao and Ugas. So I'm just saying, because then that solidifies you got to put respect on his name. You know
Nobody wants to see Ugas.
Exactly. And the thing that I'm going to say about Jake Paul, this would be the mic drop on how good he is to the sport of boxing, right? How many times have you ever watched a boxing match and you see the undercard fighting and there's nobody in the arena?
Oh, that's a lot, yeah.
I'm like, I did it every time. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
in this fight.
I know facts. That's what I said.
It
Yeah.
was packed for
Packed.
the undercard.
Love had a whole arena watching him fight. That was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
That was well put together though, for Love to have the biggest fight of his career in Cleveland, his hometown as well. Like them Cleveland boys put on for Cleveland on that card. You gotta give it up to them. I'll say this about Jake. In his fourth fight, selling out pay-per-views like that, I don't even know if it's ever been done. You got to look it up. But you talk about someone in their fourth fight who's better than him, Vasily Lomachenko, but he ain't sell out no arenas like that. He ain't fighting on no pay-per-view like that.
Yeah, Loma only has one pay-per-view under his belt, right?
I don't think he has any.
Damn. Also, the Teofimo fight wasn't pay-per-view?
That wasn't on pay-per-view. That was on ESPN.
Crazy.
That's what brings me to the point that I'm making, though, which is that this guy has shifted the power to the point where he's so marketable on his own, and he came into boxing. He's doing what it usually takes fighters 17, 18, 20 fights to do in his fourth fight, which is headline pay-per-views and be the main attraction. Now, a lot of people are going to argue it's because of this, it's because of that, whatever. There may be some truth to it. There may not be, whatever. But the point is, for me, I always say, you have the privilege. What are you doing with it? This dude has the privilege, and he's using it to move the sport of boxing forward. He's using it in the right way. He's giving other fighters a platform. He's giving other fighters a chance to make money. He's doing it, and you got to respect it. So regardless of what you think about Jake, in my opinion, I give him the nod. I give him the salute. I thought the fight was a draw. He got the decision. I'm not mad at it. If they do a rematch, I'm down to see it. If he fights Fury again, if he's going to move on and fight Tommy Fury, I'm down to see it. Salute to Jake for a good night.
Sure. Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. And please check out Fandom's album, Destined for Stardom, out right now on all streaming services. You know what it is. It's the Boxing Bros.
You're welcome. You're all welcome.